Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be sharing with you lipsticks that I'm sort of loving as I'm going into spring. Sort of a melt into spring, if you will. The first one is an Urban Decay one in the shade Anarchy, and it is just this incredible, bright, vivid fuchsia. I mean, it has this vivid brightness to it. It's deep, but it's bright, and that is it. The only thing I can think to describe it is vivid. It's beautiful, it goes on, it's got some shine. The shine tones down, but it never fully goes away, which is nice. The feel on these is nice. They don't feel super drying or anything. They don't feel particularly hydrating either, but they just sort of, you feel. They don't feel heavy or anything. So, that's nice. The minimalist, very beautiful. Loving the shade in general. I mean, I bought it thinking it was similar to MAC's Girl About Town, and it's not. It is definitely its own shade, and it's a lot more vivid and brighter. Next up, we have a Milani one that is very similar to the Urban Decay, and that is Milani Rose Hip, or Rose Hype, however you say it. It's, it's a brighter, vivid fuchsia. Very pretty, kind of like a Barbie pink, but very beautiful, very creamy. It sets down a little bit, but it maintains some of the creaminess, which is nice. It's, it's a cheaper alternative to the Urban Decay Anarchy, which is very close. Not dead on, but it's close. So, if you're interested in trying something like that, you could pick this up for a cheaper price. Next, stepping away from the pinks, we have a Too Faced one in the shade Melted Violet. It's one of the melted squeezy tube ones. These have sort of a doe foot applicator like that you kind of squeeze out the product. Which, just a little thing with that is sometimes the product will like bead up even after you squeeze it. So there'll be like a bead setting up top, just so you're aware of that. This shade is a very beautiful violet shade with like a lavender pinkish tone. It's beautiful. It's not fully lavender. There's like a hint of pink to it. I think that it's one of the more wearable shades of lavender or violet. But it's beautiful. It does set down to a matte finish. It goes on with shine and stuff, and then that sets to a matte finish, so that's something to be aware of. They are hair drying, also something to keep in mind. Same thing, another Too Faced Melted, Too Faced Melted Peony. That was a full size, this is a little one. This is just a very gorgeous light pastel pink. I love this shade. I will definitely be purchasing a full size one. Pretty much all the same things about the other one, just, in a lighter, more almost pastel, light pale pink. Beautiful for this time of year. Now we have another drugstore one. This is a Revlon lip butter in the shade Lollipop, which this is what I have on right now. It's, it's a fuchsia. It's not as bright. It's a little more depth than the other two, but it's still beautiful. It's still good for this time of year, and it could be a good transitional shade coming from winter. So definitely worth picking up. Lip butters are moisturizing and hydrating, which is nice, and you've got a lot of color. So the next one we have here is an Estee Lauder one. This is a pure color shimmer finished one. Lasting Shimmer is the name there, or Lasting Shimmer Finish. It's wildly pink. This is a deeper pink with like a hint of coral to it. I love the color of this. This was a breast cancer awareness one. I believe it's still permanent and available. I'm not 100% sure on that, so if it isn't, I'm sorry, but this is, one of my favorite shades here, so thought I'd include it. It's, it's creamy and shiny when it goes on, but it does set down. It maintains its finish, which is nice, so the finish isn't changing, which could be crappy. But the finish stays the same. It's just it sets down, so it doesn't transfer as much, and it's going to be longer wearing once it sets down. But when it sets down, it does get a little drying, so that's something to, think about. And, if you're not into something that's going to dry your lips, or you have dry lips, that's something to think of and consider, especially at a high price point luxury lipstick like this. So that's, something to consider. If you want something like this, but that's more coral than pink, I would say the Milani Flamingo. Hold on, let me pull it out. Let me get it for you. So if you want something like this, like I was saying, Flamingo Pose. Flamingo Pose is a similar match to this. It's not dead on the same, but it's close. It's more, I think the camera's showing them more the same, but it's a little brighter and more coral. So, if you're interested in trying something like that, this might be a way to pick it up and try it out. So, yeah. My final Melt into Spring love here is a Smashbox lipstick in the shade Posey Pink. It's a very soft, light, pale pink. A little bit less bright than like the Melted Peony, but similar in that sort of color family. Beautiful color, very simple, goes on relatively creamy, gets a little more matte satiny as it goes, but it's a beautiful lipstick. It's perfect for this time of year if you want a light, not too bright or too pastel-y. Something that could almost be your lips with better, not specifically mine, but I believe that there are some people that's exactly what this would be, is their lips but better. So, those are my Melt into Spring lipsticks. Let me know what yours are in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.